Greetings, everyone. This is I'm Right.
I'm right.
And I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova.
Hey. We have some shout outs.
We do have some shout outs. I love it when people chime in to us.
Yes.
It makes me feel connected.
Yes.
Yeah.
So shout out to the person who calls himself Coyote.
Coyote.
Yay. Thank you for commenting on a previous episode.
Yes, Coyote. It was really good hearing from you. And actually, I was just thinking about you probably the week before you sent us a little
told
message.
him that.
You did?
Yes. Because, I got it like
well,
that.
I'm speaking.
That's how I roll.
I'm speaking for myself now. So, Coyote, we miss you, and we're looking forward to seeing you when COVID is over.
Yes, and thank you also, Lucinda and Dennis and Mary for commenting as well and giving us ideas for Christmas.
That is wonderful. And how are we doing Christmas?
Well, I didn't want to do that yet.
Okay. You the boss.
Because we have more shout outs.
Okay. More shout outs.
Yes, more shout outs to France, Tunisia, and now Canada. We are on the charts in those three places.
The charts in Canada. What
yes.
Do we know what part of Canada? Is this just all of Canada?
All of Canada.
Well, hi, Canada.
And France and Tunisia.
And we did mention them last episode.
We didn't mention Canada.
No, we didn't mention Canada.
Yes.
Okay.
So thank you to all of our listeners for putting us on some charts.
Yes.
We're on the charts here in the U.S. as well.
We are. Isn't that incredible?
It is.
All we have to do is just keep doing what we do.
That's right. Just keep on talking.
Through attrition, we will become famous. See?
Okay,
cool?
So now I'm ready to talk about what we're doing for Christmas because it relates to this week's episode.
The Christmas or the holidays or however you may celebrate the holidays or not celebrate the holidays, but whatever you're doing over this time period.
Yes. So today's episode is about, are you in the holiday spirit?
Holiday spirit.
It's part of a segment that we call
Stand by your stance.
Well, last week I was obviously in this celebratory mood because it was my birthday, and the week before it was your birthday.
Yeah. So
December is normally a very festive month for us because we're celebrating each other's existence and Christmas, and we're usually invited to parties and stuff and or company functions and things like that. But this year is quite different.
It is quite different.
So it has affected my holiday spirit. I didn't even want to decorate this year. Mom decorated the house.
What are you, bah humbug or something?
I think I might be. I really do.
Well,
I haven't wrapped a single gift yet. We have all of our shopping done.
Yes, we did.
But I haven't wrapped a single one of them.
And
normally that is, sometimes I like to wrap.
So, what do you do with that? And
how do I get in the holiday spirit?
Well, one, why do you feel that you are not in the holiday spirit? Do you think it's because of COVID? Do you think it's because of just life in general and the struggles we may be going through? We're not going through, whichever. Is it just life that's got you down, got you kind of...
I think it's a combination of all of the above because this year, so many people, it's been in our faces of all of the many people who are struggling in general, like COVID or not, they are struggling, and COVID has made it worse for them.
This is true.
So when that's in your face for almost an entire year, when you get to Christmas, it's like, the commercial part of shopping, the holidays have taken on this whole other entity, identity of it's not just giving out of the goodness of your heart and to be giving, to be a cheerful giver, to others. But, so that has changed. And now it's like, well, the idea of giving, the definition of giving has changed for me this year.
So what is your definition of giving?
Is to help someone in need, as opposed to what do you want? What do you want? Like,
okay, well,
there are more needs.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
I answered the question when I was asked, what do I want?
No, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
Here. All right, don't be upset with me.
Uh-oh. I don't like it when you put me on the spot.
So you just said, and I'm probably paraphrasing, that this year you feel like it's the people that are really in need of something that you should be giving like that. Is that what you said?
I said that my definition of giving in the holidays season has changed too. Maybe we should consider those in need. And then, but we started this conversation by saying I was bah humbug, that I wasn't in the holiday spirit. Yes. And part of that is because of our own struggles. It's like I want to think of what I can do for people in need, but I may not have the means to give to those in need.
So now that's what I was getting to, because I was going to ask you, what have you done for the people in need?
Well, I have, for example, I have editing clients from time to time. I'm very selective about who I take on as editing clients. But as you know, I have editing clients. And one of them in particular, from the very beginning, has had struggles with money.
Mm-hmm.
But she has a big heart, and I know she was struggling, right? And she had a big heart enough to send me something. To me, it's interesting to me when you're struggling, but you still find a way to gift someone else with something.
Mm-hmm.
So she sent me something for my birthday. So I felt I could help her out, and I have been helping her out by using my expertise, but I helped her out by actually giving her a discount.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
So that was my small little way. I can't do that for every client, because editing is work.
If you're talking about, things like that.
But I saw her need.
Yes. Well, one of the things I'm concerned about this year, especially with COVID going on, is that, you know how the government put protections in so people won't get evicted?
Right.
Well, that expires on either the 25th or the 26th of
And why
December.
Did they do that? Why not make it, next, at least let you get through the holidays and,
I agree.
make it like mid-January or something.
Yeah. So I'm really, really concerned, what's going to happen. If all of these landlords start evicting people all at the same time. And
like, why make
if that happens, I will definitely try to give some type of way, some way to help those that are truly in need.
Who have now become homeless.
Yes, because they have no fault of their own. There's so many things, and I don't want to get really political on this, but there are so many things in this country that keep people living right on the edge, right on the edge of becoming homeless, which are, things like you could be a highly educated person and have so many school loans that your monthly school loan bill might be $1,200 a month, and that's rent.
Yes. Yes.
So, how do you do that? How do you live? And most places in this country, you have to have a car to live. Cars are crazy expensive. If you buy an old car,
Yes. And if you
it's
do
it's
live in a
it's
place
even
that where you
crazy
don't need a
expensive.
car, then the cost of living is
Living is
extremely
extremely
high.
high. So,
Yes.
I just see this, this eviction thing coming up.
And to
As a
me,
real
that
way
shows that
to.
they had no heart when they planned that. Like, why would you make those the dates? That's crazy.
I don't know. Like I said,
That
I
means you
don't.
have no heart.
I don't want to turn this into a political
Well, if we have
show.
any listeners who are politicians and you were part of that vote, please call us or send us an email and explain that to us. I'd really like to know why that date. Because that to me that means you have no heart. Especially since it never got better this year.
Okay. All
so
righty.
call and defend yourselves, politicians.
So
they don't talk to me though, as we know.
let's get back. I'm gonna reel you in. I'm reeling you in. Let's get back to something. Our topic, which that is a part of our topic.
Yes, our holiday spirit.
Yes, but
it was really hard for me to come up with my own list.
Yeah,
too.
but we are. It's the holiday, and we are discussing all of the like really sad things, the horrible things that can happen this holiday.
Yes,
but
that's why many people are depressed.
I would like to discuss a way, and the listeners, please chime in. When you have a chance, either with the voicemail or email, or however you want to communicate with us. How does a person, Jill, and you might, and this is something we need to do, and we need to try to do it even during this episode, is to put us in a better state of mind for the holidays. When I was younger, I really, 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 really look forward to the holidays. And mainly because that was the time of year I was going to see people that I haven't seen in, quite some time, whether they were loved ones or friends, or and the different parties you would go to, and all the different functions, things that made things seem festive. I was more excited for the social events than giving gifts or anything, to back and forth with friends. I was really happy to be with people that I really cared about. That was like the happiest part.
And you would only see them during the holidays.
Let's go back towards maybe when I was in my teens or my 20s. People go off to school, this and that. There's a lot of people you really were maybe really close to, but you don't get to see them anymore. So, people would come back from school, or people would have jobs or have moved to another state, but they would come back, to the hometown, and everybody could see each other. And it was a lot of fun. It was very enjoyable. But throughout the years, I moved, they moved. I had a job where I didn't see anybody. I might not, speak to anybody else for a month or two, so I kind of got used to that and got away from it. So that's something I really miss. And I think if we were able to do stuff like that again, it would make the holidays so much more enjoyable. And, we do get to see our families briefly, especially very, very briefly this year. But
yes, you wanted to tell people what we were doing this year. You said that at the beginning of this episode.
I did?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
We're back to Mr. I forgot.
I don't remember that. But yeah, that would be cool. And yes, okay, so let's get to that. So Lucinda is the one that sent a suggestion.
Yes,
for
of
us.
just drop things off,
Ju-
keep it moving.
Well, actually, we are going to do that.
Yes, we have.
One of my
We're-
daughters lives right in between us and the other daughter, so we're going to. She's making a time schedule.
Yes, we get an assigned
Assigned
time to
time.
show up, and she's going to have bins where we can still put the gifts in the bins. Well, some of them will fit, I guess.
Yeah.
And exchange gifts and then keep it moving.
Yeah, but I don't know exactly how that's going to play out because
I can see it.
I want to see them.
You will see them. They'll be there.
But what if she made the schedule where we're not?
Have you met your daughter?
Overlapping.
Have you met your daughter? She is one of the most organized people we know.
Yeah, she's
gonna do it right.
She's on it. It's one of those things. Those of you that have children, especially grown children, and you know how sometimes they're going to do something, and you'll say to them, "Well, you have to make sure that you do this, or you have to make sure that you did that, or did you do this? Did you do that? Did you do this?"
That's annoying to someone who always does it. It's annoying. Like, what do you think?
Yeah,
I always do.
So when I do that with her, she's like, "Yeah, I did that, and I also did this,
yes,
that,
exactly."
and that shuts me up.
Yeah,
I mean, I zip it.
Yeah, like why even go there? She has it covered.
It was like that when she was planning her wedding.
Oh yeah,
that was insane.
Yes,
but again, fun times. That was a very enjoyable wedding, and you know, because we were there with. This is pre-COVID. We were there with a lot of people that, we liked and loved, and also. Some people, especially some of my daughter's friends, that I haven't seen them since they were like little kids, and now they're grown with families and this and that, and it's really makes me happy to see when people grow up and they really do well in their lives, and they turned into a well-adjusted grown person.
Yes.
So that makes me happy. All of these things,
that progress.
I'm a person, when someone gives me some good news, something they accomplished, that's a good thing, I'm really, truly happy for them.
Me too.
Almost as much as if it happened to me.
Me too.
Me
too.
So
I do that with my students too. Like they know to share good news with me because they get excited by my excitement.
Yeah. But we would also like some suggestions on how our listeners, listen to me, listeners, how you're going to, yes, how you're going to spend your holiday season, and any suggestions. Because, like, for instance, some people are, if they're going to have something on Zoom, they will dress up like they're going out.
I am doing that when this episode comes out. I was invited to it's actually a committee that I'm now on, but they're having a cocktail and a mocktail holiday gathering. So I have decided that I will dress up for the occasion and have, the Christmas lights and stuff in the background. Make it truly festive.
That's cool. I hope that works, but I have not been invited to anything like that.
If you're here, you could come.
I wasn't invited.
I'm inviting you. If you want to come, you can come. But because it's a committee, committee, we may put you to work.
I'll feel like the uninvited guest, where people are looking at you and they're saying, "Oh, why is he here? He wasn't on the guest list."
Have you gone to places where you weren't on the guest list?
Quite often. I know exactly what that
Really? So you crashed it? You invited yourself, or someone invited you and no one else knew you were coming?
Both.
Interesting.
Many times.
I've never done that.
Many times.
Really? What's that about?
What do you mean, what's that about?
What does that say about you?
I'm good time Tony. That's what that is.
Well, people have
that's
called you that.
That's
yes.
what that is about. And I can tell you, every single time I crashed a party or came with someone else, and I wasn't invited, like they only wanted that person to come, not me.
So these are people who knew you and still didn't invite you?
No, they did not know me.
Okay.
But they were always happy
that you
I
came.
Yes. Yes.
You are the life of the party.
They always were happy.
People always do say that about you. Maybe that's why I've never had those kinds of invitations.
Yeah, but you know how I learned? How I learned to crash parties? I learned very young.
Do I want to know?
Yeah, I was very young. I was maybe, I don't know, 12, 13 years old when I learned how to crash parties. Yeah.
Okay.
So my best friend and I used to ride our bikes everywhere. Like we would ride 20 miles away from our house or something, on a regular basis. Okay.
Yes.
So we would go to the park. For those of you that are familiar with Long Island, we would go to Eisenhower Park quite often. And we would go there, we didn't have any money. We didn't have any food. We just had our bikes. But all of these people would be having these cookouts and picnics and stuff, So we'd find like a really big cookout, because we were hungry and we could smell the food, right? So we would go there on our bikes and we would just stand around, just stand around.
And stare at people?
Yeah, just looking at people.
That didn't make them uncomfortable?
No, it never took more than maybe 10 minutes. And some nice old woman would come up and say, "Are you Billie Jean's boys?" And we were getting ready to say, "No," but then she said, "Oh, you look just like your mama, or you look just like, come on, get something to eat. Come on up. Did you eat anything? Come on, we'll get something to eat." So
different
after
times.
that, yeah,
definitely different era.
So after that, we realized that if you go, and loiter around a picnic, somehow someone would invite you in.
Interesting.
Yeah. So from
the
that,
rest of the time, did you pretend to be whoever they thought you were?
I'm not sure. Yes,
well, let's get to our.
But that morphed into crashing parties, birthday parties, all of that, and so on and so forth.
Well, let's get to our second segment that we call
Give It a Rest and a Resolution.
So do you have a conclusion about getting into the holiday spirit this year, 2020?
For us, my conclusion is, if we're not in the holiday spirit, we need to try a little harder.
I concur.
Yeah.
I concur, especially since my definition of giving, which is what the holiday spirit means to me, has changed.
How do you crash a Zoom party?
There are ways to do that, but you might get kicked out for real. It's called Zoom bombing, but there are also ways. People have found ways to also protect you from coming in when you weren't invited.
Oh, well, again, if I crashed one, they would be happy I was there.
Probably. I mean, you are the life of the party, that's for sure. Well, let's get to our third segment that we call
I'm trying to help you.
Do you have any advice?
You go first. I'm still thinking about it. I'm pondering it.
Well, this whole episode, the more I think about it, the more I think, why wait till the holidays to be giving, to help someone in need?
Well, that's good advice, and I do that throughout the year, actually.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's my advice is you don't have to wait till December to do something for someone in need.
Okay, that's a good one. And
it doesn't always mean, you're giving money. It might be time. It might be a kind word. There are different ways to give.
Yes, that is absolutely true. So with that, yes, I do have a bit of advice, which is, you ready?
I'm ready.
It goes along with what you said, but really give with your heart. Um, don't
Some people's
give.
heart are not like nice and red and
You know what I mean. You give with your heart. Give with your true kindness and concern. You don't have to get anything back when you're giving with your heart.
Oh,
You
that's
just
key. Just
yes,
because you give doesn't mean you should
yes,
receive.
because that's right. Truly give with your heart. If you want to do it, do it. Don't do it because you expect that person to give something back to you.
Right.
There's a lot of people during the holidays will say things like, I'm not giving them anything because last year I bought them a gift that cost $20 and they only gave me a gift that cost $5. So this year I'm not giving anything. This is a person not giving from the heart.
That's right. That's
So
right.
yes,
And
give
you
from
should
the
give,
heart.
something that makes the person happy rather than
Yes,
the price
really
tag.
think really think about it. My best gifts I have received are the gifts that the person really put the thought into. Like you, Jill, you always give me gifts, except that one time when you gave me that translator.
I really was thinking of you. I really was. I really was. You weren't in the right mindset to receive it.
But now we have better translators and they're right in our phones.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so
We
that's
do.
cool.
We do. You and I have talked this month about seasonal affective disorder, where you're affected that it's winter,
Yes.
and, less sun and all of the things that help us, our moods. Right. So I was thinking that, if you're someone who is affected by that, like you find yourself just really depressed right now, whether it's because you're alone, lonely, or the season itself, I have found that when I do for others cheerfully, it does make me feel better. That I was able to do something for them.
Yeah, it's a real pickup. But again, you have to be giving
from the heart.
Yes, when you
not
do
because
those
you want
things.
recognition or something,
or not because someone said, "Hey, if you give something to somebody, you'll feel better." That doesn't work unless you're giving with your heart.
With your heart,
if you say, "Oh, they said I have to give somebody something in order to feel better," you will not feel any better.
Yes, because you feel like you have done it because you were told to.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, let's get to our last segment that we call.
So, what do you think? What do you think?
Because I'm right.
Because I'm right.
All right. So we do want to hear from our listeners.
Yes, we do want to know. What do you think? What do you think? And that number is 404-594-2247. 404.
So proud of you. You really remembered
594-2247. Yes.
Remembering the number. That's great.
Yes. My memory is getting better.
Yes, it really is.
Yes. It is. It really is.
That's great.
Yes.
Maybe we'll have a future episode about the things you remember now.
Well, we can have an episode on memory loss as you get older, especially being that I didn't have a good memory when I was a kid.
Well, it's time to wrap this episode up. You've been listening to I'm Right.
I'm Right.
I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova.
Shout out to Gifford Ivan Cordova III for the music.
Yeah, my nephew.
Yes.
Yeah.
A talented musician. And Nick Zinke.
Nick.
Say who he is?
Nick, my son-in-law.
Yep. And to you too, listeners.
Yes.
In whatever country you're in.
I'm gonna call our listeners my listeners. They're mine.
I noticed you were saying mine instead of our.
Listeners.
We'll have to have an episode about how you do that.
My nephew and my son-in-law.
So you're
and
just
my
gonna leave me
listeners.
out of it. You're just gonna leave me out of it.
You gotta wrap it up, Jill. Come on.
Yeah, you need to.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Bye.
Happy holidays.